Hare Krishna, good evening, welcome all of you all for a Saturday evening Bhagavatam class. So we are in the midst of the 16th chapter of Canto 1, where Parikshit Maharaj now meets Kali personified. So we are going to understand this in more detail in today's lecture. So we have completed 16.4, 1.16.4 we have completed. So let's have a fast recap of what we discussed last time. Fast.
We have discussed how Yajna cannot be done in India, sorry, in the Kali Yuga.
And how he had done 3 horse yajna. 3 Kali Yuga, that is Ashwamedha yajnas he had done. More than that,
then how he met Kali, dressed himself as a king, but he is lower than Shudra.
Yes, lower than a Shudra. By the way, who is a Shudra? Who fits under the Varnashram system is a Shudra. Below a Shudra means he is outside Varnashram system. याद रखो, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. They all are a perfect combination for survival of a society. If a Kshatriya tries to do the job of a Shudra, Shudra tries to do a job of Brahmana, Brahmana tries to do the job of a Kshatriya, it is going to be mess. And that is what is happening in present Kali Yuga. This is the biggest problem. Brahmana are supposed to do Yag, Patan, Yagya and teach everyone about the glories of God and about the Vedic Shastra. The duty of the Vaishya community, the Kshatriya community is to protect everyone, take taxes from everyone, and in return give protection to all the other 3 segments. Coming to Vaishyas are basically Bhagavad Gita clearly says Vanijya, that is trade, business, and Goraksha and Krishi Goraksha, farming and cow protection. So these are the 3 jobs of a Vaishya. And Shudra means what? This is all a created thing. The Britishers, divide and rule policy. Oh, the Shudras were ill-treated. The Shudras were all, treated very badly. No. There was a rule and protocol for everyone. A Shudra means one who takes or serves the other 3 communities, and he in turn is also taken care of. There is nothing like downtrodden and all that. These are the words given by the Britishers. In fact, the Britishers used to say, when the Christian community used to come and say, no, you come to our churches, there is no problem. It's total equality. You come in our churches, there is no problem. You take bath, you don't take bath. You wear slippers, you don't wear slippers. You can come in our church. But then what the Britishers used to write outside their clubs and restaurants? Dogs and Indians
are not allowed.
So it means what they are speaking and what the actions are. If you go to any corporate company, you will see there is an accounts department. There is a Vaishya department. Vaishya is looking after the accounts, production and all. Then there will be someone who is looking after the Brahman brain. The brain community is called the Brahman community. The stool strategy planning, marketing planning, production, purchase, everything requires brain. So that is a Brahmanical class. Then there is another class which is the Kshatriya class, which is looking after the protection of the factory, protection of the plant and everything. And last but not the least, the Shudra class, which is the class which helps. Tell me, can the company axe off? No, the production department is a waste. Let me axe off the production department. Let me axe off the accounts department. Everything is required. Nothing is we can't axe out any one of the departments. Every department is equally important. So for you, the only this thing is, if you are below Shudra means you are as good as an animal. As per Shastra, up to a Shudra category, they used to live as per the scriptural injunctions. And they used to also not consume wrong things. I think that one line sums up everything. Okay. What else did we learn there? He met a Singh, and first and foremost, you have to understand that as foretold by the astrologers, Parikshit Maharaj was taking care of the kingdom very nicely, righteously, religiously. And then he had done a lot of fishing, and once he happened to go out for a hunting, on a hunting spree. And there he saw Kali personified, was worse than Shudra, decorated nicely as a king and cutting the legs of the cow and a bull. Okay, let's read sloka number 5.
Sonaka Rishi inquired, why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him, since he was the lowest of the Shudras, having dressed as a king and having struck a cow on the leg? Please describe all these incidents if they relate to the topics of Lord Krishna.
Question was asked, and then answer. What is Shaunak Rishi asking over here? If it is related to Krishna, then you answer. Otherwise, Gaon ka panchayat. Huh? And that's what we all are expert into. You know, when Rama and war was over, Hanuman went to Ashok Vatika. He told Ramchandra has killed Ravan. Now, Mate, you give me permission. I will kill all these asuras who are troubling you. जितने भी asuras who troubled you ना, इतने सालों तक अपने मतलब 1 साल तक आपको trouble किया, सबको खत्म कर. You just give one permission, yes, and I will do it. Sita Mata said, no, don't do that. Who doesn't commit mistake in this world? Everyone commits mistake. Even I have committed a mistake. Even Ramchandra ji has committed a mistake, and even you have committed a mistake. Hanuman was shocked. What mistake did I do? You tell me what mistake you did. Yes. Leaving Lord, I desired for that golden deer. It is my mistake. So I have to pay for it. The suffering I had to undergo. And Hanuman asked, then how did Ramchandra do a mistake? He is God. अरे वाइफ का बात सुनना चाहिए, मगर हर बात नहीं सुनना चाहिए. This is Sita Maiya's words, okay? This is a Valmiki dialogue. Now, husband should listen to his wife, but she should not listen to each and every instruction of his wife. And he is called an henpecked wife, henpecked husband, na? Henpecked husband बोलते हैं ना. So, you should listen. ठीक है, baby मांगा, दिया, ठीक है. But every demand, whether it is justified or not, it is for him to decide. It is that mistake he did for which he also suffered, I also suffered. I also suffered. Because I also desired for something other than my own husband. More dearer I felt. Now Hanuman says, now tell me what mistake did I do? मैंने क्या mistake? इतना ईमानदारी से सेवा किया, युद्ध लड़ा, सब किया. आप हम दोनों का मिस्टेक सुन रहे हो ना? This itself is a big mistake. So what does this mean? Prajalpa is wrong. And we take divine pleasure in Prajalpa. एक घंटा phone पे.
Prajalpa was gossip.
Gossip. Unwanted gossip, fault finding, mistakes. What do we do? We talk about mistake of others.
Yes.
उसने ऐसा किया मेरे साथ, उसने उसके साथ, तुमको क्या करना? उसने उसके साथ किया, तो तुमको क्या प्रॉब्लम है? But we are busy discussing these things in worldly matters, no? दुनियादारी में हम लोग यही चीज में बातचीत में हम लोग लिप्त रहते हैं. यहाँ मामला है. So that means what? Question he has asked, but with a star condition applied. He is saying, tell me, what? अच्छा, इसमें ये सवाल में क्या था? My mobile got back. Why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him, that Shudra, the king, since he was the lowest of the Shudra, having dressed like a king? मतलब उसकी गलती क्या थी? वो शूद्रा था, उसने इसके जैसे राजा जैसे कपड़े पहने थे. For that reason, or for striking the leg of the cows? In both these questions, there was no involvement of God. That is why he is asking this. Please describe these incidents if they are related to the topic of why. Why? What is the reason behind it? This Shaunaka Rishi is asking, this is not spoken by Suta Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Please understand that. This is asked by Shaunaka Rishi. Because Shaunaka Rishi has got a very short time with Suta Goswami. 88,000 rishis he is heading. The 88,000 rishis he is heading while speaking to Suta Goswami. He says, मैंने कुछ भी सवाल पूछा और बाकी लोग बोले you are wasting our time. Because we have come here with a very specific. That is the purpose of a sadhu. Sadhu means he is only interested about or things related to. उसके अलावा not interested. So next verse, please read the next.
The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life?
Next one.
O Sud Goswami, there are those amongst men who desire freedom from death and get eternal life. They escape the slaughtering process by calling the controller of death Yamraja.
So, what is the secret he is saying? First and foremost, in the first verse he is saying, devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the honey coming in the form of? Katha. In the form of Katha, we are all licking the honey. And then, what is the use of a topic which simply wastes one's valuable life? Which we are expert in. We are expert in discussing things which are of no tangible value in our spiritual life or in the final destination of our soul. I do not deny we are living in this material world. We have to involve ourselves to an extent. But to what extent is for us to? The limitation has to be given by you yourself. Nobody can put a, let's give you a very simple example. Everyone has got, generally, with the mobile package you get 1.5, 2 GB, 2.5 GB, whatever it is, you will get. Once that package is over, that day आप उससे ज़्यादा use नहीं कर सकते हो. So indirectly it is putting a cap on your usage. Your usage is capped to that much, only 2 GB. That's example, 2 GB per day you can use. इससे ज़्यादा आप use नहीं कर सकते. इसके लिए हम लोग के पहले घर पे आया, इंटरनेट वाईफाई खोला, unlimited we waste time because it is unlimited. Your time is limited. Internet is free, but your life is not free. Your time is limited. Why are you wasting your time in doing all this nonsense? Life is short. Make best use of it. That's the best businessman. That's the best bargain you can have. हम लोग सब shopping के लिए जाते हैं. I got a very good deal. 800 का माल मुझे 300 में मिल गया. Good deal I struck. Business also we all say अरे इतना dollars का माल मेरे को इतना dollar में मिल गया I struck a deal. What deal? This is the best deal. Using your time in a valuable way in which you get something which you can tangibly carry. So first he is saying is devotees are accustomed to lick the nectar of the lotus feet of the honey of the lotus feet of the Lord, and topics should not be a simply waste of time. O Suta Goswami, 1 minute. Let's go to the shlokas which we recite every time. Go to shloka. Dharma svanishta pumsa vikshasena kadasya na utpade yadi ratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Very, very important. This shloka is very, very important. Which talks about you may execute your occupational duties, whatever your occupational, as per Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra, Kshatriya, whatever it is you are doing. And you are listening to the katha of the Lord also. ना उत्पादे यदि रतिम, अगर भगवान के प्रति, भगवान की कथा के प्रति, towards the Lord, towards the Lord's activities, ना उत्पादे यदि रतिम means attachment. All you are coming and sitting in the class is श्रम एव ही केवलम. पकड़ का टैक्सी अपना ट्रैफिक में लड़ झगड़ के आप आ रहे हो, but in the end what is the purpose? दिस इज नॉट, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दिस, भागवतम से, श्रम एव ही केवलम, सिर्फ एक श्रम है. अगर भगवान के प्रति, भगवान को पाने के लिए, भगवान को किस तरह, व्हाट बेसिस यू वांट टू अचीव गॉड, इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग दैट, व्हाट डू यू से, lollyam means that greed, then you are actually achieving something really tangible. Otherwise there's nothing big about it. Okay, then there are those who are among those who desire freedom from death. Yes, among men कुछ ही लोगों के अंदर वो एक डिजायर आएगा. What desire? Get out of the cycle of birth and death and get eternal life. Eternal life मतलब we are eternal. First and foremost, Shastra teaches us we are eternal. As a soul, we are eternal. The day we die, we take up a new body. But here, what does this process teach us? The day we die, we take up an eternal body in the Lord's world. भगवान के धाम में जाएंगे, वहां का जो इटर्नल शरीर है हमारा 400 फॉर्म जो है या 200 फॉर्म, वहां पे आप रह सकते हो. दे एस्केप द स्लॉटरिंग प्रोसेस. तो यमराज का जो स्लॉटरिंग प्रोसेस है उससे हम बचते हैं. कॉल्ड यमराज इज कॉल्ड एज कंट्रोलर ऑफ डेथ. ही हैज गॉट अ प्रोसेस ऑफ स्लॉटरिंग, पेनफुल slaughter. And the reason is why it's painful? Because पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम. एक बार जन्म लिया, एक बार मरा, वापस जन्म लिया, वापस मरा. How many eternal lives we have suffered because this is Dukhalaya. If you are living here, it's Dukhalaya. The best part is there are only 3 destinations. You go up, go in heaven, enjoy, come back. Go to hell, suffer, come back. Come back again here. Again the same law of karma hitting us every second day. The law of karma is hitting us. In fact, tomorrow we'll discuss on what is Kriyamana karma and I think all the detailed karma we'll take tomorrow's topic we'll take. So we understand in the process of enjoying the karma, we are creating a new karma. पुराना कर्म तो है ही है, नया और क्रिएट हो रहा है, ऑप्शन नहीं, होने वाला ही है. So what is the loophole of getting out of it? What is the process of getting out of it? That is more important, and that is nothing simple. Listening about God. वही सबसे मुश्किल है यहाँ पे कल. If a new restaurant opens somewhere, even if they don't give an ad, people go searching and पहुंच जाते. और कथा के लिए अगर किसी को कोई भागवत कथा, राम कथा कुछ करना हो तो पूरा दुनिया में पोस्टर लगाना पड़ता, कुछ जाके कुछ लोग आते, बट बाकी सब जगह पहुंच जाते. दिस इज अ स्पेशलिटी. ओके, 16.8.
As long as Yamraja, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamraja, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord.
तो मृत्यु से बचने का एक ही तरीका है listening about the narrations of Lord. But listening करने से क्या होने वाला है? What is the benefit?
Listen करेंगे तो सोचेंगे.
Our attachment. The problem is हमारा हालत कैसा मालूम है? हम लोग डिस्को करते रहे.
Saturday evening ऐसे हो.
Saturday evening, Sunday evening ऐसा, Monday evening वैसा. अब बीच में याद है ना, I am spiritual. बीच में आएगा. What is the use? This is the problem in Kali Yuga. Don't worry. So lazy human. Yeah, next verse.
Lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and a short duration of life pass the night sleeping and the day performing activities that are for naughty.
What is a beautiful word used in the Shastra? Mandasya. क्या बोला है? मंदस्य मतलब मंद बुद्धि. मंद बुद्धि का व्यक्ति क्या कर रहा है? He is only taking with मंदस्य मंद प्राज्ञाः, that is intelligence is मंद बुद्धि का, वया मंद आयुहा, मतलब उसका आयु भी शॉर्ट, एक तो बुद्धि भी शॉर्ट, आयु भी शॉर्ट, कलर उसमें नहीं कहना वो वाला है। उसके बाद और एक श्लोक आएगा, और भी सेकंड कैंटो में आएगा, और एक और जोर से छापड़ मारेगा। हाँ, और एंड वो क्या होता है, निद्रिया हीयते, passes away in sleeping, नक्तम means night, दिवच व्यर्थ, then व्यर्थ, how व्यर्थ, any other activity minus God is व्यर्थ। शास्त्र से बाकी एनीथिंग यू डू इज व्यर्थ। आप बोलेंगे प्रभु जी अगर काम नहीं करेंगे तो पेट कैसे पालेंगे, करो, बट इन द बैक ऑफ द माइंड you know it's like always Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says you should be like a lover who is having an affair. That's how one should work. You know, let's say a lady is having an affair or a gent is having an affair, nothing new in this world nowadays, but whatever is having affair, on the back of the mind who is dancing in his head, that beloved, अभी भी है, उसका husband है, बच्चा है, घर है, नौकरी है, whatever it is, but what is dancing, that beloved is dancing, both male as well as the female। उसको हटा के भगवान को रखने को चाहिए क्या, कोई कुछ नहीं करना है, you have to remove that nonsense, whatever it is। See, it's not necessarily it should be the opposite sex। Someone may be addicted to drinking, everyone in the morning, someone is going to the office, आज शाम को जिन पीना है, आज शाम को रम पीना है, whatever it is, that's ringing, उसको हटा के भगवान को रखना है बस। बाकी आप पूरा दिन काम करो, who's stopping you? Whatever you want to do, whatever profession you are, do it, but that should be ringing in the back of the head। बस बोल बोल के थक गया हूं, nothing, so that is why it is called as less intelligent। Please read the purport of this।
The less intelligent do not know the real value of the human form of life. The human form is a special gift of material nature in the course of her enforcing stringent laws of miseries upon the living being. It is a chance to achieve the highest boon of life, namely to get out of the entanglement of repeated birth and death. The
One second. All of you all must have travelled Worli Sea Face. Road is very lucrative. हमगर क्या डाल दिया ऊपर, साइन क्या डाला है, not more than 70। And both जन, to my circle I know many people have paid fine। Okay, what, don't you feel the material life is like that? You feel like running, but the law of karma is again putting out, you cross 70 na, you pay a penalty for that, and but still it is attracting us। Wow, it will be real fun। Sham evenings it is real, vice versa। You're coming from there now, you fly, and you come to that bottleneck toll naka, from there you're like a snail, you move ahead। It's daily, it's a daily, well, weekdays I'm talking about, it's a daily story, but we are still enjoying it। We see the good part, we came flying from that part। There also you could not fly, you had to come at us only within a clamped speed limit। Even if you want, अच्छा बाजू में से दो जाते हैं और लालच होता है। So these are all the problems in the material world। You cannot enjoy at any cost, you cannot enjoy। Some way or the other we are clamped again and again। That is what he is saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying, in the course of enforcing stringent law of misery upon the living beings। This is what is the duty of Durga Devi, Maya Devi, whatever you call it। Stringent laws of misery। रास्ता है, जाना है, जा नहीं सकते, but the law is waiting, ऊपर कैमरा बैठे, क्या करोगे, you can't go। अच्छा आगे गया, जाओ, कभी हाईवे में कभी स्पीड लिमिट डाला है, मालूम है नहीं जा सकते। You can't go। 2 hours bumper to bumper. So this is how material world is. And इसमें रहने के रमने के लिए we have got big plans. इस material world में रमने का, enjoy लेने का big plans we have got. Right from a kid to an old man, everyone is suffering, disgusted, but still enjoy. Yes, please continue.
The intelligent take care of this important gift by strenuously endeavoring to get out of the entanglement. But the less intelligent are lazy and unable to evaluate the gift of the human body to achieve liberation from the material bondage. They become more interested in so-called economic development and work very hard throughout life simply for the sense enjoyment of the temporary body. Sense enjoyment is also allowed to the lower animals by the law of nature, and thus a human being is also destined to a certain amount of sense enjoyment according to his past or present life. But one should definitely try to understand that sense enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of human life. Herein it is said that during the daytime one works for nothing because the aim is nothing but sense enjoyment. We can particularly observe how the human being is engaged for nothing in the great cities and industrial towns. There are so many things manufactured by human energy, but they are all meant for sense enjoyment and not for getting out of material bondage. And after working hard during the daytime, a tired man either sleeps or engages in sex habits at night. That is the program of materialistic civilized life for the less intelligent. Therefore, they are designated herein as lazy, unfortunate and short-lived.
So मंद का मतलब यही है कि one who does not uses his intelligence to find out a way out of this trap, rather than getting in the same cycle again and again, taking some sense enjoyment, little bit of sense enjoyment, like sensual pleasure, like eating, like drinking liquor, alcohol and all that. They are all very lowest grade among the enjoyments, what you call it, and they call it, that is all in all. That is all in all. Life begins with that and ends in that. Yes, someone else reads. No, only one fellow reading. Poor fellow. Read.
Swami said, while Maharaja Parikshit was residing in the capital of Kuru Empire, the symptoms of age of Kali began to infiltrate. Within the jurisdiction of his state, when he learned about this, he did not think the matter very beneficial. This did not, however, give him a chance to fight. He took up his bow and arrow and prepared himself for military activity.
Next. Come on, read next.
Maharaja Parikshit sat on the chariot drawn by the black horses. His flag was marked with the sign of a lion. Being so decorated and surrounded by charioteers, cavalry, elephants and infantry soldiers, he left the capital to conquer in all directions.
Continue.
Maharaja Parikshit then conquered all parts of earthly planets. Bhadrasva, Keturmala, Bharat, the northern Kuru, Kimpurushta, etc., and exacted tributes from their respective rulers.
Next.
Wherever the king visited, he continuously heard the glories of his great forefather, who were all devotees of the Lord, and also of the glorious acts of Lord Krishna. He also heard how he himself had been protected by Lord from the powerful heat of the weapon of Aswathama. People also mentioned the great affection between the descendants of Shrini and Pritha due to later's great devotion to Lord Keshava. The king, being very pleased with the singers of such glories, opened his eyes in great satisfaction. Out of magnanimity, he was pleased to award them very valuable necklaces and clothing.
So here the Sutta Goswami is describing that Parikshit Maharaj went on a winning spree. He wanted to conquer all the bad vices whichever was prevailing, and whatever Kali Yuga was approaching, he wanted to conquer that. So when he conquered even Kimpurusha and all those Bhadrapurusha and all those places. And finally, everywhere he heard that his forefathers were glorified very nicely. That is Partha means, and the Vrishnis are none other than Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna and Arjuna के बीच का जो relation था, friendship था, that was being glorified. Yes, and then he finally rewarded them for their praisement. Yes.
Narada Parikshit heard that out of his causeless mercy of Lord Krishna, Vishnu, who is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of services to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messengers, friends, night watchmen, etc., according to the will of Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and observing obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaja Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord.
Yeah. Next.
Now you may hear from me of what happened with Maharaja Parikshit while Maharaja Parikshit was passing his days hearing of the good occupation of his forefathers and being absorbed in the thoughts of them.
Continue.
The personality of religious principles, Dharma, was wandering about in the form of a bull, and he met the personality of earth in the form of a cow, who appeared to grieve.
Dharma in the form of a bull and Bhumi Devi, earth in the form of a cow. Yeah.
And he met the personality of earth in the form of a cow, who appeared to grieve like a mother who had lost her child. She had tears in her eyes, and the beauty of her body was lost. Thus Dharma questioned the earth as follows. Dharma, in the form of bull, asked, Madam, are you not hale and hearty? Why are you converted with
Covered.
in the shadow of grief? It appears by your face that you have become black. Are you suffering from some internal disease, or are you thinking of some relative who is away in a distant place? I have lost my 3 legs and am now standing at only 1. Are you lamenting for my state of existence, or are you in great anxiety because henceforward the unlawful meat eaters will exploit you? Or are you in a sorry plight because the demigods are now bereft of their share of sacrificial offerings because no sacrifice are being performed at present? Or are you grieving for living beings because of their suffering due to
Famine and drought. So already these things are all declared by the bull who has lost 3 legs. Bull has lost 3 legs and is speaking to the cow. Dharma is bull. So Dharma is bull.
Okay, so cow asked the bull that why are you looking?
No, the bull is asking the cow, why are you sad?
I am sad.
मैं एक ही टांग पे खड़ा हूँ. I am walking on 1 leg. I have lost 3 legs. Are you sad because now sacrifice is not going to happen? यज्ञ को जब यज्ञ होगा तब देवता आके लेंगे खाना. तो ये देवताs are not going to get any food, and these meat eaters are going to exploit this earth, because now there is more of animal farming than vegetable farming. Okay, the people want to eat animals more than that. And last but not the least, he says, you are grieving because I have lost 3 legs. Are you grieving because I have lost 3 legs? Or are you grieving for living beings because they are suffering due to famine and drought? Means there is going to be shortage of n number of things. Famine and drought doesn't mean only food and water, many other things. Okay, continue.
Are you feeling compunction for unhappy women and children who are left forlorn by unscrupulous persons? Or are you unhappy because the goddess of learning is being handled by Brahmanas addicted to act against the principle of religion.
Very important point. We'll just discuss this and then we'll go ahead. Here, are you feeling compunction for the unhappy women and children who are left forlorn by unscrupulous persons? Means women will be left unprotected. Women and children will be left unprotected. Or are you unhappy because goddess of learning, who is goddess of learning? Saraswati Devi is going to be mishandled by Brahmanas. Brahmanas are supposed to be serving Saraswati Devi, but they are going to be mishandled because Brahmanas are not going to be following Brahminical acts. They are going to indulge into wrong, unscrupulous activities, and that is why he is asking. Indirectly, he is asking the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Continue, Prabhu.
Are you sorry to see that the Brahmanas have taken shelter of administrative families that do not respect Brahminical culture?
They themselves have now stopped appreciating Brahminical culture. Today, Brahmanas, they find themselves very, it is below their dignity to say, I am a Brahman now. There is maximum meat eating, intoxication happening in the Brahminical cult only today. One more verse, you continue, Prabhu.
The so-called administrators are now bewildered by the influence of this age of Kali, and thus they have put all state affairs into disorder. Are you now lamenting this disorder? Now the general populace do not follow the rules and regulations for eating, sleeping, drinking and mating, etc., and they are inclined to perform such anywhere and everywhere. Are you unhappy because of this?
Very, very important principle of Kali Yuga. What is the definition of an animal as per Shastra? Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. But उसमें भी एक rule होता है. There are some protocols which you have to follow even in this basic animal culture. What to talk about? Human culture. Human culture talks about God. What does this mean? उसमें भी कोई system नहीं. That is why I always tell, जानवरों को सत्संग की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, because animals follow a rule. You see a cow, you keep a goat, you keep it hungry for 1 week, it is not going to eat meat. वो घास ही खाएगा. और शेर को 1 हफ्ता भूखा रखो, वो भूखा मरेगा, but he will not eat grass. Human beings are the only animals, below animals, who can eat anything, everything, whatever comes their way, without any need also. Without any need. And that is the best part in Kali Yuga. People just don't even follow the basic rules of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Even mating has a timing. People don't follow that timing also. There's a rule for sleeping. People sleep in the daytime, sleep early in the morning, they are awake whole night like Bhut. Like Nishachara, they are awake whole night, they sleep in the morning. So this is what is happening. And are unhappy because of this. They don't understand that they are unhappy for this. They are suffering for this, but their own mind, they are happy. That's the best part. Someone else reads.
O Mother Earth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, incarnated himself as Lord Shri Krishna, just to unload your heavy burden. All his activities here are transcendental and they cement the path of liberation. You are now bereft of his presence. You are probably now thinking of those activities and feeling sorry in their absence.
See, Dharma in this position also, he is worried about why Mother Cow is sad. And if you all remember the Krishna story, Mother Earth took a form of a cow and went and cried towards Vishnu and to Brahma, in fact. Brahma then went to Shiva, and then all of them went to Kshirsagar. And they prayed, by the load on the earth is very much bad because too many unscrupulous people are there, Asuras are there, please save us. So Lord said, don't worry, I will incarnate. Then he came as the 8th son of Devaki, and then finally, now Dharma is asking, so are you sad because Lord has left? Yes, continue.
Mother, you are the reservoir of all riches. Please inform me of the root cause of your tribulations by which you have been reduced to such a weak state. I think that the powerful influence of time, which conquers the most powerful, might have forcibly taken away all your fortune, which was adored even by the demigods.
So he is saying by due course of time, आपका जो प्रोग्रेस था वो चला गया. Yes, one more, next one.
The earthly deity in the form of a cow thus replied to the personality of religious principles in the form of a bull. O Dharma, whatever you have inquired from me shall be known to you. I shall try to reply to all those questions. Once you too were maintained by your four legs, and you increase happiness all over the universe by the mercy of the Lord.
Continue.
In him reside truthfulness, cleanliness, intolerance of another's unhappiness, the power to control anger, self-satisfaction, straightforwardness, steadiness of mind, control of the sense organs, responsibility, equality, tolerance, equanimity, faithfulness, knowledge, absence of sense enjoyment, leadership, chivalry, influence, the power to make everything possible, the discharge of proper duty, complete independence, dexterity, fullness of all beauty, serenity, kind-heartedness, ingenuity, gentility, magnanimity, determination, perfection in all knowledge, proper execution, possession of all objects of enjoyment, joyfulness, immovability, fidelity, fame, worship, pridelessness, being as the personality of Godhead, eternity, and many other transcendental qualities which are eternally present and never to be separated from Him. That personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all goodness and beauty, Lord Shri Krishna has now closed his transcendental pastimes on the face of the earth. In his absence, the age of Kali has spread its influence everywhere. So I am sorry to see this condition of existence.
Don't worry, it's 4 verses together. So what do you understand is, first and foremost, all the qualities of Lord has been explained. भगवान के अंदर क्या क्या गुण हैं. I mean, few of the gunas we cannot even think about. And I always say, he has got many gunas which are contradictory in the worldly minded people. You cannot imagine how can one be having chivalry at the same time he will be humble and sweet. हमारे यहाँ अगर किसी को अंदर ताकत आ जाता तो he is always puffed up and moving around like a hero. He moves around like a hero, but when a gopi comes, he dances for a cup of buttermilk also. So these are two opposite things which people generally think it is not possible in humans. Yes, it is not possible in human. It is possible only in God. And that great personality, since he has left or wound up his pastime, are you feeling sad about it? That is what's. We'll take one more verse.
I am thinking about myself and also, O best among the demigods, about you, as well as about all the demigods, sages, denizens of Pitraloka, devotees of Lord, and all men obedient to the system of Varna and Ashrama in human society.
So in short, she is summing up that I am worried for everyone, not just worried for myself. Even for the demigods, even for the Pitraloka people, everyone I am worried about. Take
Lakshmiji, the goddess of fortune, whose glance of grace was sought by demigods like Brahma, and for whom they surrendered many a day until the personality of Godhead gave up her own abode in the forest of lotus flowers and engaged herself in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. I was endowed with specific powers to supersede the fortune of all the 3 planetary systems by being decorated with the impressions of the flag, thunderbolt, elephant driving rod, and lotus flower, which are signs of the lotus feet of the Lord. But at the end, when I felt I was so fortunate, the Lord left me.
What is the best part in this sukha? The most important part. Can anyone take out that? See, the first part of the sukha is talking about Lakshmi Ji, goddess of fortune. So she also has come to the service of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead gave up his own abode, the forest of lotus flowers, जहाँ पे लक्ष्मी माता रहती थी, वो छोड़ के I was endowed with specific powers to supersede the fortune of all the three planetary system. Why? Why is Dharti Mata saying this? Because only on the earth Lord has moved around with the various marks like the flag, thunderbolt, elephant driving rod, that is Ankush बोलते हैं उसको, Ankush. Okay, or that is called as in Hindi it is called in English it is called as Gond. It's a rod which is used to control the elephant. So that then sign of lotus. These are all the signs, pag chin of Lord Krishna. So that is why when we go to Vrindavan, we all fall down and pay our obeisance, especially in Ramanreti and all. Lord has moved around in this place. If by chance one grain of sand also of that particle touches us, we will get the ecstasy of actual love for God. The problem is, I could have taken more things, but I don't want, because I want to finish this chapter fast. A lot important things are still waiting in Canto 2. Canto 2 has got a lot of important things. But we have, in short, we have to understand Bhumi Devi is the blessed person, because here Krishna in the form of, first and foremost, Varahadev lifted Bhumi Devi. That is first. Then you are seeing in Ram Leela, Ramchandraji moved around this earth. Then Krishna Leela, Krishna moved around this earth. And in Kali Yuga, she is frustrated. She is frustrated with the burden of people who are camouflaging as good people, but they are not. The very statement, Shudra dressing up as a king. You will see n number of people. The best part in Kali Yuga, the crowd in temples have increased 10 folds. But devotee, zero. Because everyone, after yesterday I was there in the temple, they all went to Juhu, played Holi, did all the nonsense. Evening they came here, they had they garnish their life with spirituality. जैसे हम लोग खाना बना के सब्जी बना के ऊपर धनिया डालते हैं ना, वैसा जो भी कुछ भी बना लिया, आप कुछ भी कचरा बनाओ, उसके ऊपर धनिया डाल दो तो टेस्ट नाइस, अरोमा कम से कम अच्छा लगेगा. टेस्ट नहीं तो कम से कम अरोमा अच्छा रहेगा. वैसे ही हम लोग ने जीवन कैसे भी जी रहे हैं, यहाँ आके सिर्फ भक्ति का थोड़ा बहुत धनिया ऊपर डाल के वी कंसिडर आवरसेल्व्स वेरी प्योर. I am very, very spiritual, very, very spiritual. We make a false, a show of spirituality when there is no actual spirituality. And that is what we consider as all in all, because this is one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everything is false. Even our devotional service is false. You ask someone to do true devotional service, bhag jayega. Literally run away, because I completed my 16 rounds. What are you completing? Why are you completing? What are you trying to achieve in that? Maybe I complete my 16 rounds. I have 8 only prasados. वो भी बोल देते हैं लोग. But then, is their mind attached to God? Is their mind truly attached to God? Is a big question. That is why in Kali Yuga, doing devotion is a big challenge. इसके लिए devotion एकदम simple कर दिया. Just chant the holy name of the Lord, come to the temple, eat prasad, follow the 4 regulative principles. वो फॉलो करते करते नाक में दम आ जाता. Following 4 regulative principles. बाप रे, no meditating, no intoxication, no illicit sex and no gambling. My God, ये 4 चीज फॉलो करना बोला तो as good as asking for someone's kidney. It's that difficult today. That is why we are seeing today crowd is increasing everywhere. in beer bars also, and in temples also. But are we changing our mindset is a big question. So we better change our mindset. We can achieve some purity in life. Some betterment can be expected. Otherwise, in all, we are just making a show of devotion without no tangible benefits. There's further more to be discussed. There are a lot of points which we will be discussing in the next lecture. But right now, I'll close this lecture.